Hey guys. What a long day. What a long day. So, Mihoyo live streamed 2.3. There was some interesting stuff on there. I just want to talk about it and digest it real quick. So, the live stream was 2.3. They had their opening trailer. You can view that on their YouTube channel, on their website. So go check it out. Um, So what's coming to 2.3? Obviously, they officially confirmed Ito Goro will be releasing 2.3 and will be on one banner together. And then we're going to have another banner with Albedo. But for the first time ever in Genshin Impact's history, they will be doing it with one other person, one other character, and that is Eula. So Eula will run alongside Albedo in the first half of the 2.3 patch. So the first 3 weeks will have Albedo and Eula, and you can choose who you want to summon on. It's not going to work like you summon on the banner and it's a 50-50 chance between Eula and Albedo. You will be picking and choosing who you want to pull for. Now, they didn't release all the information on how the banner will work, but basically they did say they share the same pity. So if you do 50 pulls on Albedo's banner and you haven't obtained the 5-star yet and you're getting closer to your pity, if you're 40 away to your 90, you could either pull it on an Albedo to get that guaranteed 5-star, or you require 40 more pulls on the Eula banner to get a 5-star. So they share the same pity. It's just the same way if there wasn't a Eula banner and you pulled 50 on Albedo and decided to stop, and then Ito banner on the next rotated banner after Albedo, you will still be on 50. It carries over. So it works the same way. They are all intertwined and all sharing the same pity system. Now, what they didn't explain or didn't mention was if both banners are going to have their separate list of 4-star characters. If they are, excuse me, that means we're going to have 9 4-stars in a single patch. Only for the second time ever, because this happened when we had a triple banner, when we had Zhao, Kaching, and Hu Tao earlier on in the year. So when we had those 3 banners, obviously it was their own banner, but that was slightly different because they ran for 2 weeks each, making up the 6 weeks that a patch lasts for. Whereas this one is still 2-3 weeks worth of banners. So if you got 3 weeks for Eula and Albedo running at the same time, and then 3 weeks for Arataki Ito. So yeah, that's the one thing that they didn't mention. But I am going to go ahead and assume that they're gonna have their own separate list of 4 stars. I'm just assuming it's just gonna be their own banner, and you just get to pick which banner you want to go on to and pull on. So that's interesting. They said that their reason for doing it is that when the time is right, they're going to push forward reruns. So I took from that as in they had planned for a Eula rerun, but they decided that because of the event, the type of events and where they are in, I don't know, the year, it felt right that Eula could release now. So they pushed her forward. Albedo was always going to be this rerun right now, but they decided that it is time for her to get her rerun. For me, it's a little bit crazy because certain characters are getting reruns when other characters haven't had one. So Child,
Osmanthus
so,
wine tastes
so someone like Child, he has had 2 reruns. Eula's getting a rerun now. Albedo's getting his rerun finally. Um, but characters like Ganyu, Zhao, they haven't had their rerun yet, and they were out long before Eula came out. So Eula's coming out again before Ganyu and Zhao have had their rerun. Um, Another one of their reasons as to why they're pushing forward reruns when the timing fits is because they're saying that there is a bunch of new players, and if they weren't around when these characters first released, they're giving them a chance to pull for them. It might be a character that they want and they're waiting for a rerun. Because we're getting new characters all the time now, so we've got Arataki Ito, might get a new one in 2.4 and another one in 2.5. What's gonna happen is the rerun list gets bigger and bigger, and you're not gonna be able to squeeze all the reruns in like in a year. So you got a new rerun uh, every new patch. So I think there's 10 patch in a year because it's every 6 weeks. So it's about 9 to 10 patches because obviously there's 52 weeks in a year. So there's about 9 to 10 patches depending on how they play out. There's more than 9 to 10 reruns. So you're not going to be able to you're not going to be able to fit all the reruns in a single year. So then some characters may be waiting 18 months for a rerun eventually down the line. So it makes sense that they're finding a solution to this. Run 2 reruns at the same time, and people that have been waiting for a specific character, it will come twice as fast because now you're going through characters 2 at a time. Now I don't think that they're going to keep this up. It's not going to be every single patch. It's going to be a double rerun. It might not, but it's the way they worded it that when the timing is right, we can put in another rerun. So, like, say for example, in 2.4, they had planned to rerun Ganyu because she hasn't had her rerun yet. So Ganyu's having a rerun, but it's in the next patch. Well, not in the next patch. The next patch is 2.3. So in 2.4, the patch after, it's due to commence on January the 15th. I think 2.3 ends on January the 4th. So we're going to be in New Year territory. And it's going to be the Lantern Rite Festival. And that's all kind of aimed around Zhao. Now, because it's the Lantern Rite Festival, the timing might be right to just say, you know what? Let's rerun Zhao. The timing is right. So that makes sense. And then you might get Hu Tao come around on Halloween, which just happened, and she's had a rerun now. She's had a rerun, and it was around Halloween. But let's just say she wasn't having a rerun; it was someone else. But it's Halloween. The timing might be right, like them kind of things like that. So I don't know if there's going to be a case for an additional rerun every patch, but I do hope that there is. I think that this is a good solution to getting more reruns out, because especially when you've got players like myself who have got a lot of 5 stars, not got them all, but got a lot. I'm missing. Who am I missing? I'm missing Zhao. I'm missing Eula. I'm missing the Shogun. Just those 3. I'm missing just those 3. And I did say that I do want Zhao. I do want Zhao. I don't want Eula. I'm not interested in Eula ever. And I may eventually, sometime down the line, depending on when she gets her rerun, may think about getting the Shogun. But again, she doesn't tickle my fancy. So when you're, going through 2 at a time, it's good. Eventually, my characters that I do want to get a rerun, they will come, and they will come quicker. So yeah, I'm not against what they've done now. I don't think it's gonna cost people more primal gems, because chances are you're gonna have a character you don't want that one, but you do want the other. One last thing that they didn't touch on is whether these characters are gonna have their own separate individual weapon banner, or if it's still just gonna be the one weapon banner, but it would run the character's best in slot. So for example, we've got Albedo. I don't know if it will run something like Summit Shaper and then we will have Eula's Claymore on banner. See, I don't know how it would work, because if you've got 2 reruns, usually when you have one, it will be one off weapon, or one weapon that is kind of irrelevant to the whole character banner, and then you'd have their best in slot. So, for example, if it was Venti, you would have Elegy of the Wind, or Freedom Sworn. If it was Kazuha that was having a rerun, that's the weapon banner that you would expect to see. But now that you're going to have 2 at the same time, it'll be interesting to see how they're going to operate their weapons banner. I predict that it's going to be both characters best in slot. Both characters, you know, kind of Mihoyo's. This is our vision for their best in slot. So we will run both these weapons at the same time, making it kind of difficult for you to get the weapon that you want, because say you pull for the weapons banner first, knowing that you want Eula, and then you get Albedo's weapon, but you don't have Albedo either. Now you're thinking, maybe I just pull for Albedo instead, because now I've got his weapon. It makes sense to pull for Albedo. So it kind of pulls you into a whole new realm of trap. A whole new trap realm. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see. But that was one part of the stream. Obviously, they showed a host of new events. There was a lot of events that were recycled. A lot of events that were recycled that we've seen before. I'm not particularly impressed with it. I mean, I'm just gonna have to get it done to get the primal gems, but you at least want to see something new every single patch. Like, for a game that's so simple, so basic, and easy to complete, the content's got to be new and fresh every time. You can't be using recycled content to keep players interested and focused. Like, I'm finding it difficult. Finding it difficult to accept the events that they've brought out. There's a couple of new ones as well. Don't get me wrong. There's a couple of new ones as well. Obviously, the main ones, they're new, but all the side hustle ones, they're all recycled content. So we'll see how that goes down. I mean, I guess they're catering for like the new players that haven't experienced these stuff before.
Stabilize.
Which is nice. But for the vets of the game,
my apologies. Here come the fireworks.
yeah, for the vets of the game, obviously we're going to be struggling with the. Come on.
I will have order. Gather.
Witness the power of Gua. Rain outlines your whirling snow.
Yeah, for the vets of the game, we're just going to be like, oh, we've done this, we've seen this, we'll quickly finish this and then get it done, get it dusted out the way, and be bored out of our skulls again. We're gonna be bored out of our skulls. Other than that, they showed like Ito's kit, Goro's kit, kind of what they do, what they're about, how they operate, their play styles, etc., so on and so forth.
Solidify.
It was cool to see.
Rain outlines your offensive retreat.
Ah, I'm getting stuck, man. I'm getting bullied.
My apologies.
This is order.
Whirling snow, Subra swirl.
Where the heck did you come from?
Unthinkable. Take flight.
Solidify.
And then what else did they throw at us? So yeah, they showed, like I said, they showed their kit. Sorry, I was distracted with something. They showed their kit. Goro and Ito, that is. They showed the events. Obviously, they reduced, you know, they released or showed their codes. So actually, we might as well go through that now. Let's leave the domain so we can access settings, because you can't access settings whilst you're in the domain. Actually, I think you can. Maybe you can. But let's go settings, account, redeem now, and then. Alright, so I jotted this down somewhere. Honestly, I hate what do you call it? Gaming keyboards. It's so hard to type with. And the one that I have anyway, I have the Razer Huntsman. Thank you very much. Just do the next one, which is BSNDJ747Z7D. That looks wrong. It's not. Cool. And then we got AS7CJD4NG7H. G7H. Thank you very much. So if you're entering those codes, then you're going to get a bunch of primal gems, 300, 100 for each code, and some other extra goodies as you can see. So we'll just take those 300 primal gems and we're set. We've also got
wine tastes the same as I remember.
a new event that has started, I think. Yep, Dreams of Bloom. As you can see, we can get some special gardening packages. Don't know how I feel about that. I'm just interested in a primal gem. Complete the quest. Start the what do you call it? The event. And get that done. I'm not gonna stream that. It's not really worth it, to be fair, is it?
But where are those
not
who
juiceable
share the
content.
memory?
Yeah, it was basically just your run of the mill what do you call it? Run of the mill characters. Not characters. Your run of the mill live stream. It's just what you expect from a Mahoyo. A breakdown of who's coming on the next banners, the order. So yeah, the Eula and Albedo banners are going to be first. The Ito and Goro banner is going to be second, which starts on December the 14th. So you got about a month left to wait for him. If you are interested, now that it's officially been confirmed that he's releasing 2.3 and he's going to be second of the banners, I can now say that I'm gonna be pulling for him. I'm gonna get him to level 90 day one, because they did mention that, I can show you as well, that upon release of the new patch, you will be able to unlock the new open world boss fight and farm him, which will be for Arataki Ito's ascension material, boss ascension material. So you need to get that out of the way before he's released, so you can get your 46 pieces to get him to level 90. And once I've done that, I would have absolutely everything needed to get him to level 90 and get his talent levels to 10, 9, 10, because that's what I plan to get them to, 10, 9, 10 on release day one. So if you're interested in seeing that and you want to view and see how it goes, check out the channel, like and subscribe, check out the channel, and be ready to view it on December the 14th, because we're going to be going in on day one when he drops, when he releases. I plan. So what I want to do is, obviously I'm not interested in Albedo because I have him already, and I'm not interested in Eula because she doesn't tickle my fancy. So I'm hard skipping those banners, and I'm obviously skipping this current banner. Um, so I'm just saving all the primal gems I can. What I want, which is not gonna happen because it's gonna take a lot of primals, but I want to get C2 Ito, C6 Goro. So basically, I'm not gonna stop pulling on the banner until I get C6 Goro. For me, that's the minimum aim, because I'm on my guaranteed right now. I failed on my 50-50 when I was pulling for the Raiden Shogun, so I decided to stop. If I had gotten her then, I'd have been like, cool, I got her, that's fine, let's move on. But I didn't, and I got Chi Chi, so I stopped and said, let me wait for the next character. So I'm on my guarantee, so I'm definitely gonna get him because I have over like 120 pools. I'm gonna have like almost 200 pools by the time it's time to pull for Ito. So I'm gonna have over 200 pools. So I'm definitely gonna get him, but I'm not gonna stop till I get C6 Goro. Once I get C6 Goro, I'm hoping I have C2 Ito. I want C2 Ito, and I want refinement 3 of his weapon. But that's asking way too much. Way too much. I'm definitely gonna get his weapon, and I'm definitely gonna get Ito. But whether I get the constellations and the refinements I want is yet to be seen. Yet to be seen. If you know Ito's kit, you know what his first two constellations does. It doesn't exactly add more damage outright to him, but it does enable him to get out more DPS per second. His numbers won't be bigger, but it will be quicker, faster, more consistent. He gets cooldowns on his elemental burst, so he gets 4.5 seconds off of his elemental burst, which I think takes him to a 1.5 second cooldown period that you have to wait to recast his burst. So you can, if you got the energy particles coming in, then you can get him basically almost having 100% uptime on his elemental burst. Just you gotta wait 1.5 seconds to recast it. He gets 24 energy recharge. He gets 24 energy at C2 upon using his burst if you have 3 Geo characters in the team. So he gets 24 energy. He gets 4.5 seconds. He gets 1.5 seconds per Geo character. 6 energy per Geo character up to 18. Sorry, it wasn't 24. Up to 18, and 1.5 second off of his cooldown to his elemental burst per Geo character up to 3. So if you've got 3 Geo characters, he gets 4.5 seconds off of his burst, and he gets 18 energies. So the 18, his elemental burst cost 70. So if you take off the 18 that you get from his C2, it now costs 54. So it goes down to now cost 54 costing elemental burst, which is quite cheap. 40 is the lowest we have in game. 54 is still lower than the 60 in the middle. 80 is like the highest. So it still is 54 is quite low, which is good for a Geo character, because Geo sometimes they can struggle for energy particles um, to get their elemental burst back on cooldown. So that's going to help him massively, and obviously with that in hand, it just means he gets to use his kit more frequently. So if he's getting his burst on cooldown, then you're basically just forever in his what's it called, Ono state or whatever it's called. So it's good, it's decent, it's not bad. That's what I want. I want to be able to go to town, and just get extra refinements on his weapon, because obviously it adds extra defense percentage for his conversion of defense to attack, and obviously extra defense percentage towards his charge attack damage. So the more the merrier, the more the better. That's kind of what I'm thinking. That's what I would like. But I think it's looking like I'm gonna end up with C2 Ito refinement 1 weapon. That's what it looks like I'm gonna end up with. Gonna get all of that to level 90 on day 1. If you don't believe, if you haven't seen already, if you don't believe, I have every single piece of material ready, raring to go. I've got the 1100 books, Goro Ito to level 90, enough books there. I have the Spectres, I have the Talons, I have got the just about maybe enough. Well, by the time December the 14th comes, I will definitely have enough of these. Obviously, by farming these weekly, minimum I'll get is 2 a week. We've got another 5 weeks, I believe it is. 5 or 6 weeks. I think 5, yeah, another 5 more weeks. So that's going to be at least 10 more. Obviously, if I don't get exactly what it is that I need, I can use my Dream Solvents to convert. So I just look at it as a whole set. All of them combined together is what I have in total. So at the moment, I've got 12. I'm going to get a minimum of 10 because you can get 2. Sometimes you can get 3, but you're guaranteed 2. So in 5 weeks, I'm going to have another 10, which will take me up to 22, which is more than enough to do what I need to do for Ito. So he will get to 10, 9, 10. I've got 46 perpetual hearts, which is Goro's boss material, so we've already got those. We've got the gemstones, 12, 22, 47, 40. We've got the gemstones. We've got the talent up material books, Goro's. I only plan to get Goro to 299. So I don't need as much as Ito because we're not leveling his normal attack because he's a full support character. Obviously, we've got the crowns. We've got the elegance books for Arataka Ito. 93 purples, 73 blues, 10 greens. So we've done this all in advance. We've got the Valors for his weapon. So this is his weapon material. So again, farmed in advance. There's nothing else on this page, I believe. No, nothing else. The only things that I don't have right now, which I'm a little bit short, but they will be ready, is the Sanjo Pearls, the 168 of these, and the Onikabutos. I need 168 of these, but those will be had by the time within the next 5 weeks, within the next 5 days, really. I'll have these, so those will be done. So apart from that, the only thing left that I am waiting for is Ito's boss material. So as soon as 2.3 comes out, all the resin that I have will go towards fighting the boss, non-stop, just fighting it over and over and over till I got my 46. So then I'm ready, I'm chilled, I'm ready, waiting, and then after that, every day it's just in the domain. Every last drop, an ounce, an inch of resin is going into his new artifact set. Again, you'll be able to farm that and unlock that. They did say
Where do
that
you
that's
want to
going to
go?
be on Serai Island. So Serai Island is here. So the domain, they said it's going to be somewhere in Serai Island. Now, if I had to guess, I would assume it's going to be somewhere here. It's quite barren over here. The island looks big enough to have a domain, and there isn't a waypoint in sight of this area. Like if you look in this whole vicinity here, just all here is just, there's no waypoint. To get to here, it is a very long trek. Here, it is still kind of a long trek because there's no waypoint around here, there's no waypoint around here, but you have this one here. The only problem is that this is way up in the sky and you're gliding over, which is a very long glide, and obviously if you drop down, you're gonna have to run over, then you're gonna have to swim over, etc., etc. So it's still a bit of an unpleasant trek to come down over here. But I see that it makes sense to put the domain here, so then you can use the domain as a kind of like a waypoint, a point of fast traveling. So you can fast travel here, enables you to get to this island quickly, even though you do have this waypoint here. Enables you, so if it's here, it enables you to get over to here somewhat quickly. It's quicker than going from here to here than from here to here, because obviously running and swimming is faster than just gliding. If you're here and you got Ayaka, you can just glide across straight over to here. It will take you no time at all. So it makes sense for it to be here. I can't see it being anywhere else. Could it be like somewhere here? It wouldn't really make sense to put it somewhere here. There's 3 waypoints on this section of the island already. On this little part of the island, there's 3 waypoints on here already. Would it be smart to put a 4th? And this one as well, so it's the same. There's 3. One here, one here, one here. There's 3 there. On this section as well, there's 3 here, 2 and 3. They could potentially put it right in the middle, underneath the boss fight. So this is where this boss fight is, in the sky. If you put it on ground level, maybe. But again, I don't see that happening. I just don't see it viable. The only 2 places for me is here and here. These are the only 2 that make sense to me. So, but anyway, it doesn't really matter where it is. It's going to be on Serai Island, and you're going to be able to unlock it and get to it and abuse it as soon as 2.3 comes out. So that's what every player that plans on pulling for Ito or Albedo or Goro is gonna do, because obviously this is their new best in slot artifact set. So get ready to farm that, but I'm not going to farm that until I do the boss fight, because if I'm farming artifacts and using up all my resin, once I've started the grind, the mission to get in the perfect artifact sets, I'm not going to be able to contain myself, and I'm going to neglect the boss fight that I need to be doing for Ito. So I'm going to do the boss fight first, spend like 2-3 days doing that. It won't take longer than 3 days. If I can get 12 a day, well, more than 12 a day, more like 15 a day. If I can get 15 a day, then I should be able to be done in like 3 days. 100% no more than 4 days, but I think 3 days is good. If I do like, if I do 200 resin a day, will give me 5 attempts at it. Minimum I'm gonna get is 2. That will give me 10. Sometimes you get 3, so I'll make it like 11, 12. Yeah, I would roughly get around 12 a day. Roughly get around 12 a day. So yeah, it will take me about 4 days, 3.5 days to get what I need to. So then after those 3 days, those 3-4 days are done and dusted, straight up, I'm not gonna lie, straight up, it's just the whole 6 weeks. The whole 6 weeks we're just going to be plowing away, plowing away, plowing away, plowing away at those artifacts. And I'm not going to use my fragile resin, because 6 weeks is a long time. 6 weeks is a long time, and I'm gonna hope that I can get something decent for at least a character or 2 within those 6 weeks. Hopefully I can get a character within those 6 weeks, because what I don't want to do is spend all my 50 fragile resin, get what I want, and then have like 4 weeks left of just basically endless farming for no reason, and I've spent all my fragile resin. I'm trying to save my fragile resin for future characters that I need to farm for when they're releasing at the beginning of a patch. Like if Ito was first on the patch, 100% I'm using my 50 fragile resin and I'm going in that domain, and I'm finishing the whole 50 on day 1 of the release of 2.3, 100%, because it's just that competitive nature that people have, trying to build the first perfect Ito and etc XYZ, and just trying to race against the clock, trying to get it done, trying to show off your new character. But because he's second on the banner or second on the patch, he's the So it's not even 6 weeks. What am I talking about? It's 3 weeks, isn't it? Yeah, it's 3 weeks each. It's 6 weeks as a whole, 3 weeks each. Made my bad. So maybe 3 weeks won't be enough. 3 weeks won't be enough to get what I want. So I'm gonna have to use some, but I am gonna hold off to the last couple of days to see how much I can potentially get without using fragile resin. But yeah, I'm gonna use some. It's like I'm gonna have to because I'm not gonna get perfect artifacts in 3 weeks. That's just not how it works. Unless I get insanely good RNG, insanely good. But those are my plans. That's what Hoyo talked about. That's what they released in their live stream. So we get a new domain, which is gonna be on Sarah Island. We get Arataki Ito, Goro, Eula rerun, and Albedo reruns. We get Arataki Ito's new weapon, the Red Horn Stone Thresher, on his banner as well. A new Claymore 5-star weapon. Also, Albedo gets a new 4-star weapon, which is going to be obtainable through doing the Dragon Spine events, and you will be able to get it to Refinement 5 as well. So we'll see how that goes and see if it's better than the Harbinger of Dawn.
Gather.
Rain cutter.
Order guide.
No, my sword. Rain outlines your fate. Coming Entourage. Silencer. My apologies. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Whirling snow. Fire hazard.
So in the meantime, while I'm waiting these long excruciating oh no, what time is it? Oh, it's 9 o'clock. Never mind. While we're waiting these long excruciating last few weeks, I'm just going to be grinding this domain like I've been doing every day, trying to get these artifacts for Hutao. Yeah, it's not been very eventful, to say the least. It hasn't been. I'm actually quite disappointed.
Witness the power of Gwa. Know my sword. Take flight. Sakura swirl. Time for a light show.
Ah, it was simple enough, I guess. I'm actually getting fed up with this, you know, because I could be using my resin to get more XP books, the purple XP books from the ley lines. Because obviously I'm going to level up Goro, I'm going to level up Ito, and then I want to get Venti to level 90. Venti's supposed to be after this domain, trying to get in before 2.3. But it doesn't look like it's going to happen at this rate.
Rain cutter.
I will have order.
Rain outlines your. My apologies.
Why is he
Embrace the ice. Feel the flint.
Come on. Ah, yes. Give me crit damage on that roll, on that 4th one. Potentially we could use that. I need something like that.
This is order.
Let me weave you a verse. Huh? Take flight.
Oh, I see. by him before.
Coming out to art. Sometsu.
That's what happened. It makes sense now. If you petrify him before he spawns, he doesn't get his shield up. That's why I could freeze him. Alright. Makes sense. So interesting. Two more. Actually, it's going to be more than two more. Let's just quickly... Oh, wrong page. Let's just quickly top up the primaries. Let's top up some resin. I always do my 50 a day. I mean, I know some people don't like to. I would recommend it.
I will have order.
No, my sword. My apologies. Embrace the ice. Time for a light show. Go the ship down. Let me read you a verse. Rain outlines your fate. Take flight.
I fell asleep and I missed the F1 qualifying. I was meant to change up my team. But hey, it is what it is. No! It's got HP crit damage engine. Why is that not crit rate? No! Sorry, I had to check the F1 result qualifying.
Stabilize.
Ring cutter.
This is order.
No, my sword. My apologies.
What's going on?
Coming out to art. Sometsu.
Oh, no way. Stay focused.
Solidify.
Rain outlines your fate. No, my whirling snow.
Yoink! Yoink! Ah, man. I'm just gonna finish putting up my resin, guys, and then shite. And then I'm gonna cut the stream for today. I'm completely shattered. My head is hurting me.
Gather.
Let me read you a verse.
I will have order.
Ah, didn't get in.
No, my sword.
Quick swap messed me up.
Sakura swirl. Fire hazard.
Think, think. Please, pyro damage. Please, pyro damage. Please, pyro damage. And all I need is pyro damage, crit rate. That is it. Don't care about HP percentage. Don't care about attack percentage. Don't care about crit damage. Pyro damage with crit rate. Please. No, that's so far off. What is that? You can try again. So that quick swap between Jing Cho and Zhongli was what messed up.
Solidify!
So if
Ring
we
cutter.
now,
This is order!
then that should
Rain outlines your fate. No, my. Take flight. Embrace the
no,
ice.
just die, man. You don't need. No particles. Whatever. Have you not heard that Disney Plus gonna be continuing the X-Men '97? It's gonna be crazy. I wonder if they're gonna update the graphics or they're gonna keep it in kind of like '97 mode. That's crazy. Interesting.
Stabilize!
Let me leave you a breath.
Order guide you!
My apologies.
Let's see.
Take flight. Coming satellite. So then, time for a light show. Coefficient down.
How does this man
Witness
get
the
his
power of
back?
Gawak. Rain outlines your fate.
Yo, he got his ult back already. What a guy. What a guy. Am I done here? I'm actually done here. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'm absolutely livid. I've got a nothing out of that. I'm so mad. Sorry.